I actually now have my special guest poet with me, and that is Tolu A. Akinyemi. Hello, Tolu.
Rawr.
Rawr, yes, a big rawr for you. And the Lion of Newcastle, I should have mentioned there, and yeah, an excellent, one of the best poets actually in the whole of the area, I think, in the northeast. But you're going to read some of your poems today, and tell us where you got a lot of your inspirations from as well. And I believe that you were originally from Nigeria, is that correct?
Yeah, that's very correct.
Yes. And so how did you come to Newcastle originally?
Yeah, so I arrived in the UK in 2010, September.
Yes.
Yeah, so for my master's degree at the time, then around 2015 I went back to Nigeria, then came back again in 2016. Then I lived in Manchester when I came back. Then I came to Newcastle sometime in 2016, June 2016 to be precise. Just over 9 years ago. I came to Newcastle for work, and yeah, so, and I think the rest is history. It's been a beautiful author story.
Fantastic, that. And I believe that you support Chelsea. What's the reason for that?
Because I lived in London so many years ago, yeah, so I started supporting Chelsea from my time back in London, then, yeah, so I've always been a lifelong supporter of Chelsea.
Yes, that's very good. And Chelsea, I can remember them probably before you were born, actually, winning the FA Cup, beating Leeds. And one player really that I did like was Ian Hutchinson, had that long throw-in. And I think David Webb scored the win, if I remember rightly, for Chelsea against Leeds in the 1970 Cup final replay.
Thank you for the history lessons.
Yeah. Anyway, as I said, you've written, I don't know how many poems you've written, but you've got some fantastic books there. And you've got a new publication out now, haven't you? Is that right?
Yeah, so I've written and published 23 books, and yeah, my new publication is titled Home Emotion. It's a poetry collection that interrogates the concept of home and being in motion. It's kind of autobiographical. That is, it chronicles my own journey in all the cities, the spaces that have offered me a warm bed. Newcastle, Ekiti, my state of birth in Nigeria, and London as well. So it's a chronicle of all the places I've lived in, I've transited to, and yes. Newcastle has been home for me in that regard, and so I decided to pen this collection to detail my experiences of home and being in motion as well.
That's fantastic. And you can tell people where that you can get hold of your poetry after this one, the next one that you're going to read out, and this next one, I believe. What is that one?
Yes, so I'll be reading this poem from my new collection, Home Emotion, and this is titled "I Pledge an Oath of Allegiance to Newcastle upon Tyne."
Lovely. Right.
Take a listen.
Yeah.
Arbor of dreams, luminous as the night skies, GLD stamp, the seal of approval. There's a fire in my belly, creative powerhouses, we shape-shift imaginary things, through blurry spectacles, when words fade and fail, when the bones are like shadows, and the ink no longer spills. Let this wall, this page, be a remembrance of my allegiance to Newcastle upon Tyne. Thank you.
Wow, that is very, very moving indeed. And yeah, I'm surprised actually you don't support Newcastle United.
They are my second club.
That's good, yes. Excellent. Well, that was very interesting, that one. And we're going to play now one of your music selections on here. I'm just checking to see what it is. It's Labyrinth featuring Emily Sandé and Beneath You're Beautiful. Was there a reason for selecting this one?
Yeah, I've been a fan of this song for so many years now. Yeah, so I just thought it would be great to play on the show as well.
Excellent. Well, here it is right now. That was one of Tolu Akinyemi's selections, Labyrinth, Beneath Your Beautiful, featuring Emily Sandé, who originally comes from Sunderland. I think she moved up to Scotland, though, when she was a small child. So, we're talking about your poetry at the moment, and you've certainly done some brilliant stuff, and you've written a good one about mortality. That was interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. And the video is up on YouTube as well.
Yes.
So it was done as a poetry film, mortality, and that just shows that our life is fleeting, and it's more of documenting, helping people to see that, yeah, we need to fall in love with our mortality, accept its terms and conditions as well. The only thing we are certain about in life is coming to the world, death, and possibly paying taxes as well.
Yes, something I think that people have to come to terms with. You've done a few poems as well. You mentioned ghosts as well, talking to a girl on Tinder. What was that? That one.
Yeah, so when growing up in Nigeria, we had all these tales around people that die, going into other cities to start a life, and I think that was what inspired that as well.
Right.
So we hear stories about cousins, family, friends who had died in the past, and people said, oh, they saw them after they've died, and see them in another city, in another location. So I think that was what inspired that poem as well.
Excellent. And well, you're going to read out now your second poem here on Nova Radio Northeast, and what's this one that you're going to do now? It's second one, I pledge an oath of allegiance to. Oh, that was the first one.
That's
that
one
we
that
had,
was first,
the one
yeah.
that you read out.
Yeah.
Right. So, would you like to read another one out?
Yeah, so I'll read Pandemic of Empty Pockets, and this is from my collection, The Money Cloud is Empty.
Right. Yes.
Cut your coat to fit your deflated size. Cut your coat to the specifics of this pandemic of empty pockets. Inflation is a turbulent sea, tipping boats and sinking dreams. Cut your coat to cover your rising bills. Cut your coat as we trudge on this poverty hill. The cost of living is an all-consuming current, and we are far adrift from the seashore. Cut your coat before your pockets fill up with salt water.
Wow. That's very powerful words there, and tremendous. I do like that. Now, I noticed we've got two of your books here. One of them is the title poem that you wrote, which is called On the Train to Hell. And that's actually a true story, isn't it, about a terrorist attack on a train? Could you enlighten us a bit about that one?
Yeah, so
Nigeria, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that happened in Nigeria. There was a terrorist attack on the train, and there were so many people who were traveling on that train that fateful evening, and there was this medical doctor who I dedicated the collection of poems to. So, dedication page raised to the memory of Dr. Chinelo Megafu and other victims of the Abuja Kaduna train attack who paid the supreme price with their lives. So, at that point, they were traveling from Abuja to Kaduna, and their train was attacked. And she had come on Twitter at the time to tweet that, I'm dying, I'm on the train, I'm dying, please pray for me. And people were mocking her, political opponents. They were, They thought it was a joke. They thought it was, she was using it to farm engagement online, not knowing that it was a true story. And unfortunately, the young doctor died.
Well, you've drawn it to our attention here on Nova Radio, and I think it's a moving poem. Very sad. Yeah,
really, really sad. And that was why I dedicated the poem to her. And the collection itself is a collection of poems of sadness and grieving. And so just explores themes of sadness and grief, the turbulence of life and death, and love and loss. So,
Yeah. And also, you mentioned reincarnation as one of your poems as well.
yeah, that was what I talked about earlier on. That when we were growing up, we always had these stories around reincarnation.
Yes, it's a girl on Tinder, that one. It's the
Yeah,
one we were talking about.
People who had died, coming back into life.
Yes.
Yeah, so let me read the poem while we're at it now.
Right. Okay.
Reincarnation from On the Train to Hell.
Yes.
The dead are restless in their graves, desperate for a second coming. Last week, I met a girl on Tinder. We struck a chord and I asked, "So when did you die?" Bewildered, she retorted, "Are you ghost hunting?" But ghost stories are fairy tales. My brain is awash with reincarnated stories of restless ghosts in tombstones, all seeking new beginnings.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite poems that you've written. Actually, I think it's very interesting, that one. Yeah, I like that very much.
Thank you. It's a cultural thing in Nigeria. A lot of people still this day. A lot of people still believe like there are people who have died, who have moved on to start a new life altogether.
A journey of life, yes.
Yeah, but we never know, to be fair.
Yeah. I must admit, I'm a Christian. I do believe in the resurrection and Jesus, but I think there is a lot of people who do believe in reincarnation. That is an incarnation with Jesus, but reincarnation, coming back perhaps in another life or life form.
Yeah.
And there's one friend that I have in particular who does believe that, and that's the singer Melanie S. Jane.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's excellent. So we're going to play another one of your tunes that you've chosen now, coming up, and that one is Adele and Hello. Any reason for picking this one? Well, fantastic singer though, isn't she?
Yeah, fantastic singer. I've always been a fanboy.
Yeah, you're a big fan of hers. Well,
big fan.
Yeah, well here it is now, Adele with Hello. You're listening to the Ian Hart Show on Nova Radio Northeast, and that was one of the music choices of our poet today, Tolu A. Akinyemi, and I have to say, an absolute belter of a song there by Adele.
Amazing tune. Love it.
Yes, and well, you're going to read another poem, but this one is from the book A Beautiful Love, and it was actually written during COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah, the book came out during COVID as well, and the poem itself, Isolation, was written during COVID. And I think it's important for us as writers to continue to document, observe, and recount the events that shape our world, and this poem especially does that. Take a listen. Isolation.
Take it away.
The waves of disruption swept us into isolation. We stayed home in trepidation behind jarred doors. Low roads became royalty, highly exalted, and the hunt for sanitizers left us blue and weary. Every new day we grieved the dead, and every essential shopping trip was encapsulated with morbid dread. Our lives hung on a thread like a scene in the land of the dead. The sight of mass graves made every breath feel like a prized possession. We watched the news, and the news fell our hearts until the gloom crept from the screens into our souls, wreaking havoc so fatal like mortal blows. Some governments wrapped their arms around flailing shoulders and protected their vulnerable, while some others showed their true colors, desecrate the Commonwealth whilst the people cling to the strings of survival. Heroes were born, with some dying in active service. I will lower the flag at half-staff. Yes, they were sacrificial lambs on the altar of compassion, in service to humankind. Conspiracy theories flew on wings, and closest races went on a rampage. The crescendo of ignorance was intercontinental. New words like quarantine, social distancing, and stay home to save lives became our revival song. After this pandemic halts its bloodthirsty reign of pain and sorrow, we will learn to live in the way once known without the horror of isolation. We will hold hands in reckless abandon. We will lock tongues and sway our bodies to new music. We will dream again of a future without the pain of isolation.
Yeah, that's a time that I think a lot of people will remember that we've totally forgotten about now. But it was a time where we had to be extremely careful. I did have friends who died from COVID-19. How about you, Tolu? Did you know anybody that died from it?
Yes, I had family friends who passed from COVID as well.
Oh, sad to hear that, but all those people in our thoughts, their souls in our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
But yes, I did lose a couple of friends. One who was a former church warden who was in a care home and had Parkinson's, but finished up dying from COVID. And we also had a presenter on here, lost a dad and a brother, sadly.
But that's also rest in perfect peace.
Yeah, it was a very difficult time. I think the poetry scene, though, kept our minds active. And it was a bit of... Did you find it productive or not, because you're not having the social contact with people?
I think I found it productive in the sense that I was able to write so many books at that time. So
right.
I think there was a year I published like 5 books.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was productive in that way. I think that was 2021. So,
right.
Yeah, just writing books and publishing books. But 2020 I released 2 books.
Yeah.
So it was
really... And what were those books?
Yeah, so 2020, A Booktiful Love, collection of poems on the human experience, and Inferno of Silence as well.
Yeah.
A collection of short stories. That was for 2020. And 2021, Black Does Not Equal Inferior, a collection of poems that speak to the Black experience. Also in 2021, I wrote a collection of poems titled Never Marry a Writer. I also wrote 2 children's books in 2021. I Wear Self-Confidence Like a Second Skin, and I Am Not a Troublemaker. I also wrote a collection of mental health themed poetry collection titled Everybody Don't Kulu Mental. And that means everybody is going crazy, everybody is going mad. That's just it.
I think it did affect a lot of people, unfortunately, that had mental health problems, didn't it?
Yeah, it came to the fore at that point in time.
Yeah.
You know, we've been locked at home. You know, just relationships going south, people dying left, right, and center. You know, it impacted mental health a lot for people. Yeah, so I thought I should just, chronicle these experiences, these universal experiences that affect all of us as well.
We've done a really good job in doing that and bringing that into the light. And yeah, it's a time we should never forget, really.
Yeah, and poems like that does it really well, like just reminding us of the times of the experience, so that this period will never be revised or will never be whitewashed in years to come.
Very good. And it wasn't very good at the time, though. It was awful. But I have to say that here on Nova Radio we did keep people in touch. I was still doing my football reports, and I was at concert. I remember doing a match report against Maltby Main, and concert won 6-1 in 5-1, wasn't it? I think it was, yes, in the FA Bar's 4th round. But that was the game I stubbed my toe and it turned black and I lost my toe.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's another story. I wrote a poem. I'll have to read it out on here sometime when I haven't got a guest. It's Ode to Ian Nine Toes.
Looking forward to hearing that.
I might do that at one of the poetry gigs. Okay, so we're going to play another couple of your choices now of music before we move on to your next couple of poems.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next 2 songs that you've selected up are Asa with Fire on the Mountain, and then after that you're going to hear Hezekiah Walker, God Favoured Me. You could perhaps tell us a little bit about these after we've played them.
Okay.
Here they are. Yes, a good song there, and we are actually another couple of Tolu A Akinyemi selections that we've just played there, and those I've got them up here. What were they? We played Hezekiah Walker and God Favoured Me, and before that it was Asa and Fire on the mountain. So what were the reasons you picked those couple of songs there, the Hezekiah Walker?
I just always have that belief that I enjoy the favor of God as well. As a writer with all of these talents, these gems, once upon a time they were hidden gems until I decided to unravel all of my hidden gems, which is apparently one of my book titles as well. Right. Unravel Your Hidden Gems. So I believe that I enjoy the favor of God in all that I do, and that with all the talent I have, is due to the favor of God. I've been able to publish all of my books as well. So as a Christian myself, so I do believe in God.
That's a good thing, and to have that bit of faith and that little bit of drive as well is a motivation to your writing. Definitely a guidance, Jesus guiding you.
Yeah, because even at times, when the idea drops in my mind, so from nothing, just receiving that gift, that inspiration to write a book, I believe it's just due to divine providence as well. And I know that I enjoy the favor of God, and that's one of my favorite songs as well.
And it's nice as well, isn't it, to have a little bit of space sometimes, to just sit somewhere in the quiet, and then inspirations come to you. And also prayer, I think, is very helpful as well, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very helpful. I definitely agree. Very helpful.
Yes. So what we're going to do which is the next poem that we're going to read out today? Is it from the book again, A Beautiful Love?
Yeah, A Beautiful Love. And this is titled, It's Okay Not to Feel Okay.
Yes.
It's okay not to feel okay, bruised and battered. On some days you are shattered like broken china. It's okay to be sick and tired, feeling blue and on a cold streak. It's okay to feel alone, abandoned and disgruntled. It's okay to let go the baggage of hurt, negative wind, and resentment that have found a home in your heart. It's okay to wither the debris that wrestles with your freedom.
Yeah, that's very true as well, because I think sometimes we do feel a little bit under the weather and a little bit sad and blue sometimes, and it is okay not to feel okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Because of the situation, perhaps, or circumstances at a particular time.
Yeah, definitely, and we shouldn't beat ourselves up. It's okay not to feel okay, and that's part of life as well.
Yes. Well, that was well illustrated there, and very important words, those. Thank you for those. That was absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Excellent. Well, we're going to play another one of your songs now, and I believe it's the one that a local artist, isn't it?
Yeah, local artist, Akinyemi. She's a community artist, and she does a lot of work around the Northeast, charity events. She's performed at some of my own personal events I've put up as well. Yeah. And she's doing really well. A proud Jody lass.
Hey, yeah. Excellent.
So I thought we should, put her on the radio today and support her as well.
I always think that there's a lot of talent here in the Northeast in so many different forms, in poetry, in art, creative art that is, painting, and sculptures and music. And I think that it's very important. We have a big responsibility here to promote those people, and people such as yourself here on Nova Radio Northeast.
Thank you.
We do our best anyway. So this is Georgia May with a song called Euphoria on Nova Radio Northeast. Georgia May and Euphoria here on Nova Radio Northeast, and with me is the Northeast poet. He's the Lion of Newcastle.
Wow.
Tolu A. Akinyemi. And he's actually going to be playing some gigs shortly as well. And I believe that you're actually going to be playing at a gig at Gateshead Library. Is it Black Lives Matter?
Yeah, so it's a event around Black History Month in October. Yeah, so put together by Gateshead Library, and I'll be performing headlining the set there.
Yeah, and what date's that?
Yeah, so...
Do you remember?
I can't remember on top of my head, but it's on the Gateshead Library website.
Well, I'll have a look. It's on Gateshead Library's website. I can actually announce it as well next week on my show.
Okay.
Because it's in October. But you're actually playing a gig also at the Sound Room. I think you're going to do a 15-minute set, and that's on the 5th of October. I'll just read this one out.
Yeah, so that's on the 20th of October.
Gateshead Library, yes.
Yeah, performing live.
Excellent. So Tolu is performing live there, and as I mentioned, the Waterade gig now has been rescheduled to the 5th of October. It was on the 7th of September originally. Now we're going to close off Tolu Akinyemi's set with a couple of poems that he's going to read very shortly.
Yeah.
And what are these two poems? I think one's from the new book as well.
Yeah, so I'll start with the poem titled Interest Rate.
Yes.
From my collection of financial crime compliance poetry. I became the first poet alive to write a full-length collection of financial crime compliance poems. And this poem, Interest Rate.
How did you manage that? So it sounds a really complex subject.
Complex, beautiful, and yeah. So because I work within financial crime compliance,
yeah,
and I felt like this is my moment in the sun to write a collection of financial crime compliance poetry. Put my name, in the history books. First person to do this. Write a full-length poetry collection that speaks to this subject, and yeah, I'm happy I did that as well.
That's tremendous. Well done to do that. I must admit, I'm showing off a bit now, but when I was doing my certificate of office studies, I got a distinction in bookkeeping, so
wow.
I do understand a little bit about it.
And this is titled Interest Rates.
Right.
After the Bank of England increased interest rate for the 11th consecutive time by 0.25% to 4.25% on the 23rd of March 2023. Take a listen. The Bank of England dwells with inflation firecrackers. We are the remnants of the fireworks. The interest rate is a rising spring. Inflation is causing an uprising. The interest rate has grown tons, and we are green ons to this buffeting storm. The interest rate is on the rise. Inflation has swallowed sweet cravings, beaten the brave, flattened fat wallets. The Bank of England wrestles inflation, and the casualties of these body blows are washed like sand onto the seashore.
Yeah, and I think you've covered everything there, and all the grains of sand. Goodness me. A bit like Abraham and his seed forever. Yes. So what's the next one, the last one that you're finishing with today, Tolu?
Yeah, what a way to finish. And this is titled This Is Our City, from my new poetry collection, Home Emotion. And this is a tribute to Newcastle, to the city of Newcastle. This is our city. This city knows my name, bore my pain. This was the spool from where dreams were woven with kindred. We are building castles on the Tyne. This bridge, a floating art, crest of imagination, a symbol of our transcendence. This is our city, Newcastle City, where anyone from anywhere, anyone from anywhere can crystallize into a finished work of art.
Excellent. You'll have to give us one of your roars, Tolu.
Special roar for Newcastle, the city of Newcastle.
Yes. And just to go recap there that Tolu A. Akinyemi is actually appearing at Gateshead Library between 1:30 and 4 o'clock on October the 20th. And I'm sure we'll see you before then at some of the open mics that we're having. And just a reminder of the Sound Room Waterade gig is now on Sunday, October the 5th. And I think you're going to do a short set there as well, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. I'll be there as well.
Fabulous. Well, it's been fantastic having you here today as a guest. Some absolutely brilliant poetry, and hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, it's a delight to be here today. And just to mention as well, I'll be performing at the Allen Valley Folk Festival sometime in September. I'll be performing at the Allen Valley Folk Festival as well, sometime in September. Yeah, so on Saturday, September 27th, 2025 in Allendale.
Brilliant. Okay, well, thank you very much, Tolu A. Akinyemi, and